Chapter number 1, Sounds. We are going to revise the things that we learned in the previous presentation. So let's first revise the things that we learned in the previous presentation. Then we will begin the today's lecture. Now the first thing that we learned in the previous presentation is our eyes give us our sense of sight, means we see through our eyes with the help of our eyes, and our sense of sight help us find out the size, color and shape of things. Our eyes help us to find three things about the things, or it tells us three things about the things: size, color and shape. You can see this in the table given on page 7. So the things that our eyes tell us about things are size, color and shape. Now we can use a magnifying glass, microscope, telescope, a pair of binoculars or spectacles to help us see better. We have learned some new things in this chapter by which we can see the things that we cannot see by our naked eyes, that are so tiny for us to see by our naked eyes. So the things the objects that we need to see are that to see tiny or small things are magnifying glass, microscope, telescope, a pair of binoculars or spectacles. These are the things that help us see better. In the previous presentation, we learned all about our eyes and the sight of the sense of our sight. Now we are going to learn the sense of hearing and ears. We will learn all the things about our ears and about the sense of hearing. Now, do you know what does our ears or what does our sense of hearing tell us? Our ears tell us about the sound, whether the sound is high or low, whether the sound is soft or loud. These are the things that our ears tell us about things. Here I am giving a lecture to you and you can hear me. And we can hear the sounds around us. Now, do you know which part of our body help us to hear the sounds? Our ears help us to hear the sounds. There are so many things around us that can make sound. For example, animals, people, vehicles, machines, musical instruments. And we hear all the sounds with the help of our ears. Our ears give us the sense of hearing. And in this topic, we will learn all about the sounds and all about our ears and the sense of hearing. In the slide given below, you guys can see 5 audios and 5 pictures. I have given you the pictures and the audios so you can identify the sounds. Now, the thing you have to do is to hear the audios one by one carefully, and then you have to see the pictures one by one so that you can identify which audio is related to which picture. First, hear the audios one by one clearly, then write down in the notebook that which audio is related with which picture. You can take the help of your parents too. Different types of sounds. Do you know that some sounds are high-pitched while some are low-pitched? Some are loud while others are soft. Some are pleasant while others are unpleasant. Some are short and while others are long. So here in this slide we will going to learn all about the different types of sounds. So first I'll explain you what are high-pitched sounds and what are low-pitched sounds. When an object produces vibration quickly, the sound that is produced by the vibration is of high frequency or pitch. And when the vibrations produces by an object slowly, the sound that will be produced by the vibrations would be of low pitch. High-pitched sounds are loud. They can be unpleasant and long, while low-pitched sounds are pleasant and they can be short and they are soft. An example of a high-pitched sound is the sound of a wailing police car. And the example of a low-pitched sound can be the sounds produced by the piano, because they are soft, pleasant, and short. Now, do you know the unpleasant sounds are irritating, means we can't hear them for so long, while the pleasant sounds are interesting and we want to hear them again and again, like music. The example of a long sound can be the alarm, the ringing of an alarm clock, while the example of the short sound can be the ribbit of a frog. Means when we set an alarm on an alarm clock, it will ring continuously for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes. But if a frog says ribbit, it will say ribbit for only a second. It will say ribbit for twice or thrice. So the ribbit of a frog is not a long sound. It is a short sound, while the alarm ringing on an alarm clock is a long sound, because it goes on and on for about an hour, for about half an hour, for about 15 minutes, and it is so unpleasant and loud too. In the last slides, we got to learn about the different types of sound. But do you know there are different types of feelings too? And these feelings can be expressed by the help of the sounds that we make. And listening to the sounds that other people make can help us know about their feelings. Means we can know how they are feeling by the help of the sound they make. For example, if someone is crying, we guys can tell by the sound he or she is making that he or she is hurt or upset, right? And when someone laughs, we know that they are happy. So there's an activity given on page 19. With your classmates, take turn to make different sounds to show feelings below: angry, happy, and sad. There are 3 feelings given below: angry, happy, and sad. Now you have to try out some sounds to make the person next to you understand what are you feeling. You guys can perform this activity with your siblings, brothers and sisters, and your parents. Now go see the video below to understand it properly. We have learned about the different types of feelings and the different types of feelings, or how can we use sound to express our feelings. Now we are going to learn about something about musical instruments. Like I told you, there are some pleasant and unpleasant sounds. Pleasant sounds can be interesting, while unpleasant sounds can be irritating, and musical instruments make the pleasant kind of sounds, that is called music. means it makes the musical instrument makes the sound that are quite interesting, and we enjoys the sound that musical instruments make. Now here we have some musical instruments given on page 20, and you guys can see the musical instruments in the slide given below. Now if you want to know the name of these musical instruments, then you have to open up your book and go on page 20. There are four kinds of musical instruments given to us, and they are piccolo, maracas, cello, and drum. Now you will know in the next slide that how these musical instruments can make sound and what kind of sound do these musical instruments make. Here we have a table given on page 21, and in this table there are three columns. The first one says musical instruments, the second one says how to make it produce a sound, and the third one says what type of sound does it produce. Now you have to read this table carefully to know the names of the musical instruments given in your book on page 20, and to know how these musical instruments produces sound, and to know what kind of sound do these musical instruments make. So drum can make a sound by hitting it, and drum makes a low pitch sound. Maracas can be shaken to produce a high pitch sound. Piccolo, we blow a piccolo to make it produce a high pitch sound. Cello can be make a sound by plucking or bowing it, and it make a low pitch sound. So now you guys know what kind of sound do these musical instruments make and how they produces a sound.
Hi, I'm Jared. Welcome to Fun Science Demos. And the big idea today is sound and how sound changes. Through science, we've discovered that the faster something vibrates, the higher the sound or pitch. And the slower something vibrates, the lower the sound or pitch. I can show you with my voice. La. My vocal cords are vibrating slower. La. They're speeding up. La. Speeding up. La. They're moving really quickly, so the pitch goes up. I can't show you that through my throat, but I can with these neat little demonstrations. I have rulers fastened to the tabletop. I have a guitar. I have a xylophone. And I'm going to fill a bottle of water to show you that science at work. So let's use these rulers. Again, the slower something vibrates, the lower the sound or the pitch. I can even see that ruler moving slowly. Well, the faster something vibrates, the higher the sound or pitch. Low, high. Slower, faster. Let's check out the guitar. Let's see if we can make that pitch higher by making it vibrate faster. The pitch goes up, the faster it vibrates. Now, let's try the xylophone. You can hear the sound and the pitch go up because that's vibrating much more quickly. This is vibrating slower. Slower, vibrating faster. Now, the water. What's making the sound in there? Well, I'm blowing across the bottle, and the air inside the bottle is vibrating. Slowly. Let's make it vibrate more quickly. I'm going to fill it up with some water. I have some blue food coloring just so you can see it. Now let's try. Oh, you can hear the pitch go up. The sound goes up because that air is vibrating faster. Let's fill it up even higher. See what it sounds like. That air inside is vibrating really quickly, so the pitch is higher.